I was seeing that there was a gay parade in San Francisco, a so-called Pride Parade. And there were a bunch of idiots running around with anti-Trump floats. Why do they hate Trump? Has Trump ever said or done anything that's anti-gay? Answer no. What is this about? It's an hysteria and a vengeance and a hatred that comes from some other place that they want to project onto him. Why do so many people still hate Donald Trump? I'd like to have a discussion about this. What has he done that makes you hate him? Tell me what. You want to call and vent? Go ahead. And if you don't call, I'll tell you what I'm going to do on this show. If I don't get good callers within the next 5 minutes, I'm going to filibuster the show for the next 2 hours and read from Trump's War until you can all send in a coupon and prove that you bought the book. I'll read it until the end of the summer. I will start. When I come back, we're going to talk about why you hate Donald Trump, because it's irrational, and it's based upon lies put out by Obama and Hillary Clinton. We've got the proof of that. But why do you hate him? What has he actually done that has you in such an uproar of hatred? Your whole Russia collusion story fell apart. There's nothing there. Why do you hate him?
Join the Savage Nation.
Regalia and a lot of anti-Trump protests with stupid costumes that made no sense. And hysteria of the type that you would expect from people who are not intelligent. There is no reason for this, why they're marching against Trump at a gay parade. But they did anyway. Black Lives Matter was there. As you well know, they're a group of very upstanding citizens. La Raza was there in one form or another. Socialists of America were there. The people who would like to rip you out of your house and kill you. And so they're all using, the white liberals in these far-left organizations are using the gay movement, as they used many other minority groups, to push their socialist agenda. And what's odd here is that Trump has never said or done anything that's anti-gay, ever. But it did not stop the nasty, and you should see the faces of these people. You got to see the faces of these hardcore communists. No es mi presidente on a motorcycle. Oh, well, then go to Mexico where you have a presidente. Or go to Cuba and resist posters with statues of liberty with her fist in the air. What are they resisting? Do they know what they're resisting? I love the bumper stickers around the Bay Area that say, less hate, more love. It's just perplexing to me. The mass hysteria on the left is something out of the fascist movement of the 1930s, is what I see. This is very much how the fascist movement of the fascist movements of the 1930s look to me. Only now they're guised under the guise of peace and love and compassion. The gays have all the rights in the world. Everyone knows that. And yet they're marching with, they want more rights. What rights do they not have? Can anyone explain that to me? Here's another moron with a sign, community over corporations. A know-nothing moron. Here's another one marching with the hand in the air. Resist, resist, resists. So the gay parade has now been turned into some anti-Trump bacchanalia for reasons I don't understand. So if you want to go to these parades, you want to protest, it's your American right. But what is it that they hate about Trump? Has he ever said anything or done anything that's anti-gay? I don't know of it if he has. I really don't know of it. This is a mass hysteria and it's being pushed by the far left. It's going to come to an end. I'm not that agitated over it. Just as the Russia collusion lie that Nancy Pelosi, it started with, I told you how that started. It looked to me like Podesta did this with some shadowy company in Washington, created the whole Russia collusion story. Hillary started calling this, making this up in order to gain traction. It went nowhere. Then it snowballed. Between February and June, it was a snowball effect. And some careers have been destroyed by the Russia collusion story, namely Adam Schiff in San Diego. He should be thrown out of office. Even Democrats don't like this anymore. They know it's a lie. So let's say they're more compassionate in some ways than Republicans, which is a lie to begin with. Democrats, even the fair-minded Democrats, understand that this whole story is backfired, it's blown up in their face. So the Russia collusion story is over. Now what? What are they turning to now? Hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump? That's all? Hate Trump for what reason? I still don't understand based on what. What has he done that you don't like? I'm not asking you to call if you're gay. That's too obvious. You're not going to call anyway. So Then the black. What is this thing? Where is it coming from? For the life of me, I don't understand it. You know, you go to Mardi Gras, you see this kind of stuff on television. Bunch of half-naked idiots running around celebrating carne. You know, eating carne at the carnival. I'll be back in a minute.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now.
KSFO, Ben, line 8. Go ahead. What's your topic today, Ben?
Hey, Mike. How are you doing?
What's your topic, please?
I'm talking about, I have a transgender son, and we're from Nashville. And you were saying that you're not sure what that community is against Trump about.
Right.
And the reason they're marching against Trump was that they signed in a bill keeping transgender kids from using the bathroom, or like the girls going into men's bathrooms. That's what they're protesting against.
So, in other words, this 0.5% or less of the population should now dictate where we go to the bathroom?
Well, it's hard for me, too, because I never understood it before he came out to me. But
it's one thing to be understanding of your son. It's another thing to impose him upon his views on everyone else.
Right. Well, that's just his...
One of the reasons Trump is still so popular is because he doesn't represent Trump. He represents the American people. Let's not forget, an attack on Trump is an attack on everyone who voted for him. And we should never forget that the hatred thrown at Trump is being thrown at everyone who voted for him. And that is the backlash that is coming, I can guarantee you. And I think that everyone in the minority community ought to thank God for what they have right now, because they keep this up, it's going to get very bad in this country, and nobody wants it to get worse than it already is. So, okay, so you have a transgender son. I'm not going to say good or bad. It is what it is. Why can he not go to the bathroom with the sex he identifies with? Who's stopping him?
Well, when people see my child in public, they do not see him as a female. He does not look like a female. So
what does he look like? What does he look like?
He actually looks like a male.
So what does he need a woman's bathroom for?
Well, he used to go in the women's bathroom before he came out.
Wait, stop for a minute. If he looks like a male, why can't he go to a men's room?
Well, his school does not allow him to go in the men's room. They actually pull him out of there and embarrass him in front of the other kids.
Wait. You're making this stuff up as you go along. I can hear it in your voice. You're inventing the whole thing. Come on now. If he doesn't look like a woman, why would they call him out? For what reason?
Because they know who he is. So
what do you mean they know who he is? What does that mean, they know who he is?
All the students and the principal knows who he is. So when the bill went into effect, they told him that what they were doing before was allowing him to go into the teacher's bathroom.
But do you have any idea what kind of confusion this is imposing on the general population, and most particularly amongst our children? Do you have any idea the cost of building a third bathroom for the 0.1% of the population that wants to impose, let us say, their gender identity issues on the rest of society? You know, there is a limit to how much a society can pay for everyone's needs. Where does that limit begin? Where do those limits begin and end? I mean, let's think about that. Who's supposed to pay for that third bathroom?
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Oh, so what's the solution to the problem? What is the solution to the problem? Where does your son live? Nashville or San Francisco?
Nashville.
Uh-huh. So let's say you're on a road with him in a car on a highway, and you stop at a restaurant. It says men, it says M and F. What bathroom would he go in if he looks like a man?
He goes in the men's bathroom.
And who bothers him there? Nobody.
Nobody. And that's,
so what's the issue then? I don't get it.
When he goes to the men's, he's not allowed to go to the men's bathroom at school.
But why is that?
Because when the rule changed, they were allowing, before this law was put into effect, he was being allowed to go to the teacher's bathroom. And that was one of the solutions. So all the transgender kids were allowed to go in the teacher's bathroom. They put a stop to that for no reason. And then...
What law... please tell me the law that passed. I don't know what the law is in Tennessee.
They passed the law, national law, that transgender, if you're a female, you have to go into the female bathroom. If you're a male, you have to go into a male bathroom. But if you're transgender, they just recognize themselves as, if you're a transgender, female to male.
So why can't you split the difference and go into the men's room for number one and the women's room for number two? I'm joking. Come on, I'm trying to make it light. Why is this such a big problem? Can you explain to me how this can become the biggest issue on earth when people are starving to death and people are being killed in the street day and night? Why is this now the biggest social issue in the country?
Because it's popular.
Because of what?
Because it's popular, especially with celebrities. And they're
are you really as agonized over this as you are saying?
I'm not agonized over it. I feel for my child. I'm saddened for my child because he does not.
Let me see. Your son looks like a boy, but he feels like a woman. Is that what you mean, or he's done something to become a woman? Has he had surgery to make him a woman inside, or what?
He's too young to. He's 17.
Okay, so I'll ask you again. When you look at him in the street, you see a boy, right?
Correct.
Anywhere else on earth, he could go into a men's room and no one will bother him.
That is correct.
But in Tennessee, what happens? He can't go to a men's room because they said to him, we know you're transgendered, you can't go in there?
They do in school. When he goes to school, they do know him because he came out when he was 15. So,
all right, so in other words, they're doing it for his protection, for fear that the macho boys will beat him up, is what I'm hearing. Is that the reason?
I think it's just I think that people are just think that, if you have...
So what would your solution be to this problem? What would your solution be? What would you like to see done?
Actually, if they just allowed him to continue to go to the teacher's bathroom, it was fine. There was not a problem.
All right. So again, the bathroom now is the biggest issue in the whole world now, the bathroom.
That is...
The bathroom. The African elephant is being killed to extinction. Animals like the whale are being slaughtered so the pigs in Norway and Japan can make money. And I'm supposed to worry about where a guy goes to make pee-pee. That's my biggest problem on the earth. I'm sorry. It doesn't rank to me as the top 10 problems on the planet. I'm sorry. You have the problem, but it's not my problem. I'll be right back.
Join the Savage Nation.